Fashion is seen as an expression of identity. Teenagers use this as an outlet to portray themselves. Studies have shown that different aspects of one's life can influence their style based on things they find enjoyable. A survey was done on 144 students from CCI to further prove how one dresses shows their interest in style, and the activities one involves themselves in influences the way they dress.
We created an index based on the person's interest in fashion. Points were given on certain answers to the given questions and created a grade mark value. The highest one could achieve in our index was 18, and the lowest was 7.
Our index results are skewed left on the histogram, which means the majority of the respondents were scored 15 and lower on the index. Although the lowest possible mark one could achieve was 7 and the highest 18, we found that the lowest amount of interest was really 9 and the highest was 17.
The score achieved the most was 15. The mean for our index was 13.79. Our median was 14, and our standard deviation was 2.08.
When our fashion index was divided between gender, we found more females tended to score higher on the index than males. The R2 values were fairly strong, with the females being 0.78 and the males being 0.75. Because there was a larger female population for most index scores, this shows that more females were surveyed than males.
Studies suggest that women are more interested in fashion because they have a larger choice in clothing. Men's fashion has become more restricted over the years, while women's fashion has become more broad.
Moving on from solely interest in fashion, we also looked at hobbies as an influencer. We found that the most common hobby enjoyed by the surveyed population was sports, the least common being gaming. It is believed that the things you spend the most time doing or enjoy the most influence your taste, such as fashion.
Within the 28.3% whose favorite activity was team sports, we looked into the likelihood of them wearing athletic brands such as Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas. 50% of them said that they were most likely to wear these brands, while 45% said very likely and 5% said sometimes. Nobody said that they would never or rarely wear these specific brands.
Looking into gaming as a favorite activity, we compared brands of which these gamers were most likely to wear. Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas proved once again to be the most preferred brand, while Patagonia, Tentry, and North Face were the least. We inferred that those athletic brands are the most preferred because they are the most comfiest to sit in, while the outdoor brands are least preferred because they don't go outside.
Another activity we looked into was horseback riding, as this seemed to prove very popular. Their most preferred clothing brands were Forever 21, Zara, and H&M, as 66% said they were most likely to wear them, while the 33% were either very likely or sometimes.
We then looked into how trends influence one's style. Bustle.com provided an interesting insight with the quote, "Trend following appears most radically in our youth and early adulthood, when we're most self-conscious about our social standing." 53% of our respondents said that they do find themselves following fashion trends, while 46.9% said no.
A trend we looked at that is trendy today is the brand Thrasher. It is a skateboarding brand primarily worn by skaters.
Over 50% of our studied population said that they were either most likely or very likely to wear brands like Thrasher.
But when looking at the population's favorite activities, only 0.68% said that they skateboarded. This proves that trends can be taken from certain activities, and although one might not partake in said activities, because it is deemed trendy, they will wear it.
We also looked at how trends can correlate with preferring comfort or style when it comes to your personal fashion sense. We found that there is an 81.3% chance that someone who prefers style over comfort follows trends, while 18.7% does not. There is a 78.6% chance that someone who prefers comfort over style will not follow trends, compared to the 21.4%.
Overall, our fashion interest index proved that females are more interested in fashion than males.
Hobbies have a great influence on the types of clothes you wear.
And trends are followed as people want to feel included in social groups and activities. The survey helped us prove how the way students at CCI dress shows their interest in style, and the activities they involve themselves in influences the way they dress.
Created using Powtoon.